All right, so in this video, I want to simulate for you how to bring something under source control after you already have created it. So you've already been working on a project and you want to bring it under source control. Okay, so I'm going to go and I'm going to create a copy of this folder, the one that we already started building, and I want to bring this under source control. So let me make some changes. Don't need that, and I don't need this. Deleted. Okay, so I have this project that I've been working on. I have multiple files under here. I want to bring those under source control because up to this point, if I accidentally delete a file, I lose it permanently. But if I had it under source control, then I can reset or revert that change as if it never happened, so I can maintain control of my documents. Okay, so I want to bring this under source control. So the easiest thing that I can do is I'm going to go over and get Kraken, and I'm going to click on here, and we're going to be doing it a little bit differently than what we did before. We're still going to click on the init because we want to create one, but when we initialize, we need to be specific on where we're initializing the folder. Because the folder already exists, I do not want to create a folder name for it. I don't want to have another folder. Okay, if I have another folder, so let me do it so you can see what it looks like. So I say this is source control. What's the name of this folder? Source control web design 2. If I do that, I have this folder. Inside of that, I have one additional folder, which is going to be this source control web design 2. It's going to be one level 2 deep. So if I choose to create a repo here, the problem that I have is now I don't see my files. Okay, and if I go into my folder structure, I can see why it is, because I'm in my source control web design 2 folder, or where I have my projects, and those are the files that I want under source control. However, I have created a folder, and inside this folder where I would be tracking all the changes, that's where my files where I want the source control to be, but it's not tracking any of those changes. If I drug one of my files in there, now it shows up. So it's 1-2 deep. So what I want to do is I actually don't want that source control folder. So I'm going to go ahead and pause that. I'm going to get rid of this, which means I got to close get Kraken and then delete it and then reopen it. And then I'm going to go through and initialize it the correct way. Okay. All right. So I just opened back up get Kraken. And now I don't have that other source control folder. So I want to set this up. So this time I'm going to be doing it the correct way. So I am going to click on the init. I'm going to choose where I'm going to build that source control folder. So I want to bring this project underneath source control. I'm going to go ahead and select that folder. I am not going to write a name or anything. I don't want an additional folder like what you just seen. So if that happens, it means that you created 1-2 deep and you got to redo it. Okay, so I can go ahead and create the repository, and now because it's creating it in the folder that already existed, it's adding it to that folder. Okay, I will be able to see all the changes of stuff that's at this .get folder or below it. So any nested folders or anything, I can see all those changes. So now I can see those 2 changes, those 2 files. If I created a new folder here, let's say it was an images folder, I would be able to track files that once they go in there. So if I had an image inside of here, I would be able to track those changes. So let me go ahead and put an image. I have an image in there. All right, so I could go, let's say I was looking for images from Unsplash. And I find an image that I want, I download it, and it goes in there. I could bring that under source control. So let's say I wanted one for video games. That was pretty sweet. Let's go ahead and download that. Okay, so here's my folder, or my file. I want to bring that under source control. So I'm going to drag that to the images, and then it's going to show up, and I can add that to my project under source control. Wow, that's taking a long time. Okay, so this is the file. Let's go down to Documents. Would have helped if I would have dragged it in. Control X. Web design, source control, web 2, images. All right. Okay, so under source control, I see 3. I see this file that's inside this images folder. So it's all going to start building with my folder structure and everything. I can choose to stage all those changes and to brought project under source control. So now this, once I commit this, now this is under source control. So if I made any other changes, I can go back to what I previously had. So if I accidentally deleted this image, oh shoot, I did not want to do that. Well, now it's showing that there was one file that was deleted right here. If I stage that, then I'm bringing it under source control, but I can, say, you know what, I don't want that change. So let's go ahead and discard that. And I go back to my folder, and there it is again. I have brought it back from the dead. Okay, so this is how you bring a project into source control after you already have the project created.